Hi, it's Philip here from Hunky Monkey. I thought I'd record this video just to make sure everyone's using this magic sealer correctly to avoid any complaints and misunderstanding. And I mean, there's a lot of people that just give it a try once and then they just give up. Sometimes they put the batteries the wrong way around, sometimes they don't use it long enough. But anyway, I'm just here to clear it all up and have a quick little training video. Now, as you can see, this is a new magic sealer. Literally all you have to do when you get it is just put the batteries in and you're ready to go. Just make sure when you put the batteries in, they're the correct way around. I mean, if it should be clear enough from the diagram here, but if it's not, so the top battery, the positive will go on the right side towards facing the right, and then the bottom will be going the opposite way to the left. One very important thing I should say is that make sure you're using decent batteries, because that affects it a lot. Use you know, don't go to the pound store or anywhere where you can get 20 or 30 for £1. I mean, they'll obviously work, but they won't last for very long. Best thing I could recommend is if you get rechargeable batteries, and then you can just recharge them as and when they run out. So when you first get them, you put it in. What I would suggest is just to test it. I mean, we test these before we send them out. So you might find that this part here, it might have some not plastic but colouring on it where we've just been testing it. Is not to worry, it's just that so we can make sure it works to avoid any returns, etc. So when you get it, you just literally hold it down quite firmly just to obviously activate it. Hold it for about, say, 20 seconds. Once you release it, give it about another 10 seconds. Once you release it, you can just touch the batteries and they should be warm to touch, which means obviously it's working correctly, and then you can obviously start using it. So if I release this now, feel the batteries and they're warm, so it's obviously working. So what I'll do now is obviously show you how to use it. It can be a bit fiddly at first, but once you get used to using it, it should be like, it should be much easier. So here we have a bag of cereal, opened of course. So we'll start with this and seal it. So as you start using it, you'll get used to it, and it's much easier to use and you can use it quicker. But to begin with, you have to take it easy. So from the very first moment you use it, obviously just hold it down for a few seconds, and then you can start gliding it across. Obviously when you first start, don't do it too quickly because it's the first time you ever used it. As you can see, that sealed it pretty well. And they don't seal it permanently. It's enough for it to be airtight. If you ever want to open it again, you just pull it hard enough and it releases. And then you can just do it over and over again. So as I said, we test these every time before we send them out. So if we, for example, are going to test it on this packet of bread now, and because there's some print on there, the colouring, it'll probably come off on the actual element itself. I mean, it doesn't get so hot that it burns. I mean, we've heard horror stories that it melts people's houses down and this, that, or the other, but it's complete nonsense. I can just hold this down for a long time and it's not going to burn me. So we'll try it again on this slightly thicker plastic. Of course, this won't work on every single piece of plastic. If you've got very heavy duty if you have very heavy duty thick plastic, then it will be obviously be much harder to seal, and it's obviously beyond the capabilities of this device. But everyday normal use, it will do the job very well. It depends obviously what you're using it for, but as you can see, some things are much easier than others. So there we go. I've done it probably a bit too hard there, so it's cut the bag. I didn't do it very well, but as you can see, it sealed it. Again, you can just pull it open. Depending on the plastic, of course, if it's not as strong and durable as, say, this plastic, you can't unseal it and reseal it. Last but not least, we'll try a thicker foil duty plastic. Just open that crisp packet. With these, you probably need to glide it across a bit slower. But again, I'll go ahead and show you guys. Let's take it a bit slowly. There you go. Sealed it nicely. Again, pull it open, and there it is. So that's about it. So before you do attempt to post any comments or anything, make sure you watch this video through thoroughly. Test it first, make sure that the batteries are hot before you even attempt to seal anything, to make sure it works. Again, as I said, we test them before they go out, so it should warm up. But if it doesn't, then obviously contact us and we'll arrange a replacement or refund. And then you can, as I said, go far away. Before you do so, just you know, warm it up for the very first time. Warm it up for a few seconds on the actual plastic, wherever you're going to seal, and then just slide it across. If there are any questions or anything, you can obviously contact us on the live chat at hunkymonkey.eu, or obviously you can send an email to hunkymonkeyhelp@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.